everybody. So this is episode 7, part 6. And as a reminder, I am doing this for all of us who were born and raised outside of the island so that we can better understand our history, our culture, and our people. I'm going to share the story of Guarionex, or Guarionex, as it would have been originally said. It's September 25th, 1493, and Colon has just returned, and this is the beginning of his second trip. He already has an idea of what he wants to do on this second trip, and the first thing he wants to do is establish gold mining centers. He unknowingly starts these centers in the territory of Guarionex. Guarionex was the cacique of La Magua. However, he is also known as el cacique de la Vega Real. Real here meaning royalty. In other words, the royal Vega. Colon had still not met Guarionex at this time, but he knew that he was in somebody's territory. Colon set out to explore Cuba in the spring and summer of 1494. While he was away, his brother Bartholomew was the one who actually met Guarionex. He convinced Guarionex to become an ally with the Spanish. And so along the route that they had constructed from La Isabela to San Tomas, they put different fortifications or fortresses along the way. One of these fortresses was La Fortaleza de la Concepción de la Vega. This fortress became the first gold boom town of all of the Americas. It was the center of operation besides San Tomas de Jánico. In the image here, we see the later construction, but the original fort was actually made out of wood. It was actually destroyed in an earthquake in 1562 and then relocated. Many know this location as La Vega Vieja. Bartolomé de las Casas says that this valley was known as El Valle de Guarionex. Guarionex allowed this fortress to be built on his territory, and also as a sign of treaty with the Spanish, he allowed Colon to send his first intelligence agent. I would say he was almost like the first CIA, Fray Ramon Pané, to his Yucayek. So Colon had returned from his exploration of Cuba in September of 1494. He was very ill, but he still managed to have a meeting with two of the caciques he was currently having treaties with. One was Guacanagari and the other was Guarionex. Colon asked him to meet him at La Isabela, and there he basically laid out the first tribute of a cacique. But Guarionex argued that he couldn't get this gold that he wanted, that with the amount of land he had, he could feed Spain 10 times over. So he managed to convince Colon to basically half his tribute and also allow him to mainly give food items instead of gold. And along with the system of the tribute, Guarionex allowed Fray Ramon Pané to live with him in his Yucayeke and basically study them. Fray Ramon Pané was not happy with this arrangement, and he literally told Colon, I don't even know this other Taino's language. I am with Guanabo Conel, who was the first cacique to actually allow Fray Ramon Pané to live in his Yucayeke. It is believed that this cacique was a Macori, because Fray Ramon Pané had learned the Macori language, not the Taino language, the general Taino language of the island. In Colon's account written by his son, Hernando Colon, he writes that this cacique had 5 brothers, and there were about 16 people that lived in his cane. He had lived with this particular cacique for about a year, since Fray Ramon Pané, had actually arrived on the island in 1493, along with Pedro de las Casas, who was the father of Bartolomé de las Casas. So Fray Ramon Pané actually wrote about what happened and how he ended up being sent to Guarionex. Y dice, el señor almirante, who is Colón, me dijo entonces que la provincia de la Magdalena o Macorís tenía lengua distinta de la otra y que no se entendía el habla por todo el país. pero que me fuera a vivir con otro cacique principal llamado Guarionex, señor de mucha gente, pues la lengua de éste se entendía por toda la tierra. Así, por su mandato, fui a vivir con el dicho Guarionex, y bien es verdad que le dije al señor gobernador, don Cristóbal Colón: Señor, ¿cómo quiere vuestra señoría que yo vaya a vivir con Guarionex, no sabiendo otra lengua que la de Macorís? Deme licencia vuestra señoría para que vaya conmigo alguno de los de Nuirie, que después fueron cristianos y sabían ambas lenguas, lo cual me concedió y me dijo que llevase conmigo a quien más agradase. Y Dios, por su bondad, me dio por compañía el mejor de los indios. Era Guacabanú, que después fue cristiano y se llamó Juan.